Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome back to another Come With Me movie review. You guys enjoyed the last one so much for Pet Sematary, so I figured I would do it again for this movie, which, as you would have seen by the title, is The Curse of La Llorona. Really quick though, before I get into anything else, I want to say a huge thank you to Christopher for becoming a patron of mine. I can't talk. It's like the third time I've tried to say it, so I'm just gonna keep this in. Thank you very much for your support. Christopher has a YouTube channel as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be linked in the description if I'm not mistaken, and if I am mistaken, then there won't be a link down there. Okay, anyways, so directed by Michael Chavez, The Curse of La Llorona follows a social worker dealing with the disappearance of two children. She begins to fear for her own children after beginning the investigation and uncovering the supernatural evil behind it. Alright, so I thought before we head over to the movie theater to go see this, I would talk to you really quick, just give you a brief rundown of the actual legend, the folklore that this movie is based on. You know, with most folklore stories, legends, whatever, the story tends to vary depending on who's telling it, but this is the general gist. This is just the gist of the story of the Weeping Woman, or La Llorona. Basically, there was a woman, Maria, who married a wealthy man, and they had two children together. Eventually, their marriage did hit a rough patch, and the husband was spending less and less time at home, and the time he was spending at home was being spent with the children and not Maria. Eventually, she found out that he was having an affair with another younger woman, and in her rage, she drowned her two children. Now, she immediately regretted this, and in her guilt and grief, she drowned herself right after. Because of what she did, she was denied access to the gates of heaven, to the afterworld, whatever you want to believe, and she was doomed to purgatory until she found her two children. So that is what keeps her on this earth. So she is forever haunting rivers, lakes, bodies of water, looking for her children. Now, some legends say that she punishes cheating husbands, others say that she drowns children, and I have heard that this story has been used as kind of like a cautionary tale to children to, like, you know, warn them not to stay out too late. But basically, the one thing that all these legends have in common is if you hear the Weeping Woman crying, run. Okay, so now let's go see the movie, and by let's go see the movie, I mean I'm gonna go see the movie and then I'll tell you what I thought. So I will see you guys in a little bit.
Two hours later.
All right, so I'm out of La Llorona. Is this a good angle? Probably not. It's like starting to storm, so you might hear rain hitting the car. You might hear thunder. You might even see lightning. Who knows? It's kind of fitting coming out of The Curse of La Llorona. I am gonna have a non-spoiler section, which is this right now, what you're watching, and then I'm gonna talk some spoilers at the end. I'll just move this up here. I wouldn't call them huge spoilers. So I don't think necessarily, I don't think it changes anything now that I've seen the entire movie. I knew about this before I went in to go see the movie, and it really didn't change anything. Quite frankly, it's like a minuscule part of the movie. So, but I'll leave that up to you. So there will be a separate little spoiler section where I talk about that twist. And if you still don't want to know the twist, I fully understand, and you can skip over that, and there'll be a time code so you can skip to my rating. So, this is like the best atmosphere to do a movie review, and it's so spooky, which sucks because this movie was like kind of underwhelming. It bordered on being exactly what I predicted it to be and being a bit underwhelming. I'm kind of leaning towards more the underwhelming side. And here comes the rain. So as I was saying, it was definitely underwhelming. Kind of what you'd expect for a PG-13 horror movie. I think it was PG-13. It's got to have been. There was no way that was R. If it was R, I got gypped. If you have seen the trailers and all the TV spots for this, then you pretty much know where all of the big scares are going to come. It was a whole lot of, it was kind of like The Nun, actually, where I know like a big criticism everybody had of The Nun was like the entire movie consisted of like Valak's silhouette and then the scary music, and that was like pretty much every time she appeared on screen, to the point where it got boring and unscary. That was kind of like what they were doing here. Like it was like you'd see like the silhouette of La Llorona and she'd be all creepy, you'd hear her weeping, and then she would jump out of the darkness and try and grab somebody. Like it was a whole lot of that over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where it was unscary and boring. Frankly, I feel like not a lot of the information we learn about La Llorona is earned as an audience. I felt like it was just kind of like thrown at us at random points. I don't even think the characters earned this knowledge, to be honest. There's one quick scene where a priest tells our main character, Anna, the mom, tells her the story of La Llorona, like the legend, and then eventually, without giving away too much, she enlists the help of like a shaman to help rid herself of La Llorona and her family. So once they enlist the help of the shaman, it's very like, you know, like the end of a lot of these types of movies are, where they kind of hole in for the night and the whole last, you know, third of the movie is them in that like final night, the final battle, they're gonna beat La Llorona. And he's just like throwing all this information about her out there, like, oh, the seeds of this tree are gonna stop her because blah 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 blah, blah. And like all this blah, blah blah blah. Like he just knows all this stuff about her, and they just throw it in at the end, as opposed to like Anna maybe learning a little bit of it along the way. It felt really fast, and it just felt kind of like info was just like thrown at us and we didn't really have to earn anything. I didn't feel like I was going along for the ride. I felt like the story was just like happening to me. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what it felt like watching the movie. So it was just a little bit like, it felt like I wasn't a part of it. You know? I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, let's talk spoilers. Let's talk specifics here. So, if you know, either if you knew beforehand like I did, or if you found out in the movie, this is apparently part of the Conjuring universe. Loosely. It's really just one character, Father Perez, and this takes place after the events of Annabelle. He's like the connecting character, and he kind of alludes to Ed and Lorraine Warren. He doesn't say their names or anything, but he alludes that he knows people, my car keeps shaking and it's terrifying. Is somebody on top of my car? He like alludes to them like, oh, you know, there are people that can deal with this, but it takes time for them to approve a case, blah, 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 all that stuff. So obviously they don't show up in the movie. That's kind of like the big like twist, I guess. And it's like, to me, I don't really know why that was like such a surprise, because it really didn't change the movie at all. It didn't affect the movie in any way, at least to me. I feel like it was a bit unnecessary, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know the point of it being part of the Conjuring universe, because it's not a character that we've seen before. At least, unless I missed it, unless it was like a little like Easter egg in one of the other movies where they talk about La Llorona, or she's in the background somewhere, or something that alludes to her is in the background somewhere. Somebody let me know in the comments if that's true. Unless, because there's that whole little thing at the end where, which is a very just like odd ending where kind of nothing is resolved, which I hated. It's literally like the shaman man, like he got shot by the other mother, Patricia. And so he's just like walking out of the house like haphazardly bandaged up. They didn't call like an ambulance or anything like that. And he's just getting into a taxi. And you don't even see Patricia after that. She literally came in, shot the shaman because she was still upset that Anna, you know, made it possible for La Llorona to get her children on accident, obviously, if you've seen the movie. And you don't see her, and it's just like all of a sudden they're bright and happy, and they don't look like petrified or like anything like intensely scary happened to them at all. It was a really weird ending. I didn't like it. Like, I felt like nothing got resolved, and it was kind of just like all that scary stuff happened, and then it was just like bam, sunny daytime, happy ending, all right, it's over, creepy music. And then there's that whole little bit where Anna, like, she walks over a puddle and she turns and kind of looks down into the puddle, and we're staring at the reflection, like, and she looks at herself in the reflection, and then it ends. I don't know if that was supposed to be some sort of cliffhanger, like, I don't know. It seemed to me like they defeated La Llorona, or if maybe like her spirit kind of passed on into Anna or something. I have no clue. I didn't really understand the ending. I think that's my cue. Here's the thing though, it doesn't look nearly as bad on camera. It probably sounds bad though. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that wind like coming across the... It's probably time to go home. So my rating. So I'm gonna give The Curse of La Llorona a 2.5 out of 5. I'm just gonna go middle of the road. Like, it was just what it is. It was just okay. On IMDb, it has a solid 6 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 36% critic score, and that's out of 81 reviews, and it has a 67% audience score, and that's out of 41 reviews. And on Letterboxd, it has a 2.3 out of 5. That is, of course, as of Friday, which is when I'm filming this. And then you guys on Letterboxd, I checked right before I sat down, and only 3 of you have watched it as of me recording this. And it looks like it was all the same. It was 2 2-star votes and then a 2.5. So if you've already seen The Curse of La Llorona, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. I do hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably just all over the place, but that's like most of my videos anyway, so you guys are probably used to it. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video, even though it like never works. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.
This video is brought to you by all these lovely creepy patron peeps that you see listed on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link that is in the description of this video. No pressure, but it's there if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye!